Good morning. Today we are going to be swatching some more Da Vinci paints. These are a second lot of Da Vinci paints that was sent to me that I got to pick. And I think when I picked these colors, I was very obsessed with reds and pinks. So there's going to be a lot of those in this video. This paint was sent to me by someone who prefers to remain anonymous, so I totally respect that. But thank you so much. So let's get painting and see how these look. The colors I am swatching today are Marigold PY65, Quinacridone Burnt Orange PO48, Benzimida Orange Deep PO62, Rose Dore Quinacridone, that's PV19 and PR188, Napthol Red PR170, Alizarin Gold PR177 and PY42, Carmine Quinacridone PV19, Perylene Maroon PR179, Quinacridone Fuchsia PR202, Rose Madder Quinacridone PV19 and PR88, Opus Vivid Pink PR122, Red Rose Deep Quinacridone PV19, Flesh Tone Light, which I couldn't find the pigment information for, Cerulean Blue Genuine PB36, and finally Cobalt Turquoise Deep, that's PB36. That's all the colors painted. We have, as I said, a lot of reds and pinks, and it's so nice to see them. As far as painting these colors, the paints are really easy to re-wet. And the one thing I like about Da Vinci paints also is the fact the paints themselves that come out the tubes are quite firm. So when you put the paints on the palette, they keep their shape, which is nice because then you don't have to worry about paints moving around in your palette while they are drying. In terms of the colors, I have to say the first thing is the Napthol Red is the Napthol Red I've been looking for forever. As soon as I put the color down, I was like, oh my goodness, that is exactly the color I've been looking for. I've always been looking for a strong red that is a little bit on the cooler side rather than the warmer side of the vermilion kind of red. And I always felt that the reds in other brands aren't quite cool enough as a red or go too much to the pink side, and this is spot on what I love. It's very close to Ev's Napthol Red. She has the perfect red as well, so if you're looking for that kind of Napthol Red, then I highly recommend this Da Vinci's Napthol Red. Marigold wasn't the colour I was expecting purely because I'm so used to seeing Holbein's Marigold, which is a little bit more orangey, but it's like a jazzed up version of a yellow ochre with a lot more rich colour. Quinacridone Burnt Orange, actually I like this colour purely because it actually looks like the color it's supposed to be. It looks like burnt orange. It looks like, you know, those oranges you get at Christmas and you put cloves in them and then in January it dries up, and it's that kind of color of the orange when it has completely dried out. So actually, as color name description goes, this is a perfect match. Benzimida Orange Deep is very nice orange. I think comparable to Vermilion Hue that we swatched last week. Was it the week before? But a little bit lighter and a lot more transparent. So if you're looking for something like that, then that's a good option. Rose Dore Quin wasn't as rosy as I had expected. When I hear the word rose in any color, I'm expecting a pinky color, but it's still a very nice color. Well, I've already talked about Napthol Red. Alizarin Gold is exactly what I expected, which is a mixture between a Quinacridone Gold and Alizarin Crimson. However, it is very similar in real life. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but in real life, it's very similar to the Quinacridone Burnt Orange. So I would say get one or the other. There's no need to get both. Carmine is a lovely red. Perylene Maroon is as you expect. Quinacridone Fuchsia. The thing about Da Vinci is they are easy to rewear, they're intense in colour, and they're pretty good at naming colours as you would expect them to be, such as the Rose Madder Quinacridone is a lovely, lovely colour. It has the hint of Rose Madder, but it also has the punchiness of the Quinacridone. Then we have Opus Vivid Pink, which is very vivid. However, I'm a little bit dubious as to whether it is only PR122 and no fluorescence colour, because it is pretty bright, and we looked at lots of operas on the final episode of the Colossal Colour Showdown, which I will link up here. We compared lots of operas, and the ones that didn't have any fluorescence in was a lot darker than this. So I will keep you posted on the contents of this colour, but I rather suspect there's at least a tiny amount of fluorescence in here. Red Rose Deep is how I would expect it. It's a really nice, almost cherry red, not quite, but it's halfway there to being cherry red, and it's really nice. Flesh Tone Light, now I couldn't find the pigment code for this on their website, so if you know what this is made of, please let me know in the comments and then I will add the details here. I'm always curious when a company produces something called flesh tone. Now I'm very aware that I am of Oriental descent, so it's not gonna match my skin, but I also don't think it matches a lot of people's skin. I don't know, I've seen maybe foundations this color, maybe, but as always, I wouldn't use a flesh tone paint that is made as flesh tone for painting faces, because they tend to be full of white pigments and quite opaque, and it really muddies up your color mixes. It's much better to use a transparent color mixes of your own, and then you get nice clear paintings. But ignoring the fact that it's called flesh tone light, I think it's a really nice color. I can really see this color going well in a whimsical floral painting. It has a nice hint, like a layer of pink to it, which will be really, really nice when it's watered down. Cerulean Blue Genuine is a lovely cerulean blue. It's how I expect a cerulean blue to be, and really, really nice actually. Normally with cerulean blue, I find it a little bit too pale for my liking. However, this is nice and strong color. Cobalt Turquoise Deep is exactly how I would expect Cobalt Turquoise Deep to be. I'm very impressed with these colors. Out of these, I love the Napthol Red the best. It's exactly what I was looking for. And even though I've painted it with pretty much max strength of the paint, there's no shininess to it. There's no sheen to the paint, which is good because it means you can use it at full strength and not worry too much about that pesky sheen. So we've now done 2 lots of Da Vinci colours. That's 25 colours, and so far I'm very, very pleased with Da Vinci. One thing I did forget to mention, and some of you commented and asked, is the Aurelian from the group 1 that we tried that does have PO40. As well as PY3, which means it is going to grey. So I would avoid using Aurelian, this version anyway, in your palette. And if you don't know why PY40 is bad for your painting, then I will leave a link up here of how PY40 just turns to grey, which is worse than just disappearing, which is what most other non-lightfast colours do. PY40 is a nightmare to have on your palette in the long term. I am gobsmacked at the wide range and the interesting differences they put into each of their colors. I've not experienced their full range, but I've seen it on their website and they have so many colors. So Da Vinci is definitely one of those brands you want to be able to try their colors to see all the subtle differences that they put into their colors that are really well thought out. But if you do have to just buy tubes online without being able to test, you can also rely pretty well on the color names, because they are good at matching color names to what you kind of feel like how the color should be. I hope you enjoyed this swatching. Thank you so much to the people who have sent me these paints. They are absolutely wonderful, and I'm going to be having a lot of fun painting with them. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!